just knocked back.
I can see those glowing eyes, but I think it's longer.
Some people go into the forest for peace. Others come back with stories they can't explain. These 6 real camping encounters are disturbing, raw, and captured on film. Let's get into the first one. And be warned, it only gets more unsettling from here. The first video tonight comes from What Day Is It Wolven, a UK-based van life channel focused on stealth camping, off-grid adventures, and overnight stays in unusual or restricted locations. It is November 9th, 2025 in the United Kingdom, inside an MOD Army training area.
Alright guys, we are off. I've just got practically just all my stuff chucked in my bag, which I think I'll need, and just leaving. Alright guys, so we are here and I'll show you what this sign says. For anyone who can't read, it says "Do not touch suspicious objects, MOD training area, danger." That's what it says. That's what it says, guys. Which is obviously not the best sort of sign you want to be seeing. So that's what we're doing today, guys. We are going to be sleeping in the van at a army base, army training area, pretty much. So fingers crossed, don't die. But yeah, let's pretty much stealth camp this one out, guys, because you know I don't want to be told to move during the night. But yeah, it's going to be an interesting camp out. Everyone can see me. I can't see anyone. So if anyone's lurking in the bush, just turn the corner and you got this. Get that.
The camper arrives late at night, navigating long, unlit access roads, cutting through the military training area. Warning signs line the roadside, cautioning about suspicious objects, live exercises, and restricted access. As darkness fully sets in, the camper parks up, installs blackout curtains, and prepares the van for an overnight stay.
These sort of like roads, like pitch black at night, like this. Just picture like someone like standing in the middle of the road, like giving the creeps. I'll just not connect, like. But surely I've been car park ain't this far up the bloody road. Like, what the hell? Like, is this a footpath?
While walking briefly along the pitch-black road, the camper becomes acutely aware of how little visibility there is. Shapes in the darkness begin to feel like figures, and imagination fills the gaps where sight fails. The uncertainty of the surroundings makes each sound feel closer and more threatening than it likely is.
Gunshot. That was a bit strange. That's what it's like from my perspective. That's pretty cool. Like, that's what I'm talking about, the roof wise. Like if you put a flat roof, like wood roof there, you lose so much room on that, which is quite annoying. I keep hearing weird noises. I keep hearing like gunshots or something. It probably is because where I am, but
A sudden loud bang echoes across the area, unmistakably similar to a gunshot. Realizing it may be linked to nearby military exercises, the camper retreats quickly back to the van. The noise cuts through the quiet, reinforcing the reality of where they are camping and the potential risks of being there after dark. As the night continues, unexplained sounds persist around the van. Distant movement, faint bangs, and shifting noises carried across the open land. Nothing approaches directly, but the awareness of active training nearby keeps the camper alert and listening through the night. By morning, the camper has managed to sleep despite the tension and unfamiliar sounds. Packing up carefully, they leave the training area without incident. The experience highlights the unique unease of stealth camping in restricted military zones, places where isolation, darkness, and unexpected noises combine to create a constant, low-level suspense that never fully fades. Imagine this: no phone signal, no one around, just the forest, and something moving in the distance. Would you stay the night or sprint back to your car without looking back? The next horrifying video comes from Moxley's Paranormal World, a UK-based paranormal exploration channel documenting haunted locations, EVP sessions, footsteps, and unexplained activity. It is May 1st, 2025 in the United Kingdom. Holland's Head Well and the surrounding historical ruins near Ruddlesworth, England.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to leave Ming there. I just want to go for a quick walk on my own down here. I'm going to do a quick call out, just whilst it's nice and peaceful. Just see if I can make any sort of contact with who or what is out here haunting this area. Yes, I have forgot my baseball cap. Over that way is where I've seen the two glowing eyes looking at us, but it was further up the hill. But just look how spooky this is. It is what? Going on 2 o'clock in the morning. It is pitch black. And it's just a weird feeling to the area. It is just such a weird feeling. There's no other way to put it. But I'm thinking about doing a quick call out just here on my own. Just see if there's anything out here that would like to speak to me. I'm just looking right in front of me now. I don't know what this is. Look at that. It's a weird little setup, isn't it? But we're literally right next to the stream. It sounds beautiful. Look how clear that water is. It's like you could almost drink straight out of it.
The explorer moves carefully through boggy, uneven woodland toward the old well house. Light drizzle makes the ground slick, forcing slow, deliberate steps. Shadows stretch and shift between the trees, and at one point, 2 bright orange eyes briefly appear in the distance before vanishing again. Possibly an animal, but unsettling given how remote the area is. Near the ruins, small movements and faint noises begin to register around the campsite, creating a tense atmosphere even before any equipment is switched on.
What the f*** was that? Honestly, I thought something was just about to run straight up towards me then. That literally just got my heart racing. I heard it was like something was running towards me. Right, I'm going to turn the necrophonic on for a few minutes and just see if I can get any sort of responses coming through on that. Just whilst I'm stood at this little stream, because rumour has it, water is like a conductor for paranormal. So what a perfect location to be, to try and communicate with who or what is out here haunting. Right, I've got necrophonic on. Let's see if anything wants to come through and speak to me. Right, so I'm out here in this forest. If you'd like to come forward. We have heard this forest is quite haunted. So if you want to come and speak to us, then this is your time. Can you come and tell me your name? Why are you out here? Why are you haunting this area? Gone. Can you clearly tell me whereabouts we are and what year you think it is?
At the well house, the explorer begins a necrophonic session. Almost immediately, a strong sense of being watched sets in. The device produces cryptic responses, including phrases like a bad spirit and dangerous realm. At the same time, slow, deliberate footsteps can be heard moving around the ruins, circling rather than approaching directly.
Can you show yourself to me? Use all your energy. Manifest. What the fuck was that? Right here in front of me. Manifest yourself. Show me what you look like. I feel like I need to get back towards the tent. But this place, it is a weird and a bad vibe. You're not alone out here. Okay, so that was a little bit of an interesting session. Some weird voices coming through, and then some weird noises from the forest. It was almost like something was rushing towards me. Very, very strange. So I'm gonna have 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna head over to the well house. And then I'm gonna do a bit more calling out over there. And just see what happens. But the atmosphere here is odd. To put it bluntly, it's very odd. The later it gets, the worse the atmosphere gets. It's almost like there's people all around where I am. And remember, where we're camping, we are literally inside what would have been the old manor house.
Banging sounds and whispered noises become more frequent. References to children's spirits come through the device, adding an emotional weight to the session. A sudden rustle from the nearby woodland causes a visible reaction as the noises feel closer and more intentional than before.
Walk towards where I am. Come and stand in the room with me. I'm stood inside the well house. I would like to speak with you. I'd like to hear your story and why you're still here. I do have to say, being out here at this time, you're getting an overwhelming feeling like you're not alone. That was a bang up there then. It was like somebody walked past. Are you walking around the well house? You looking at me from up there?
$14.
14? Was that your age? It's almost like somebody's walking around. Is that you that I can hear walking around?
Warfare.
Warfare?
My stomach.
Right, I keep hearing that banging. What the? Right, I keep hearing a banging around there. Is that you banging? You unhappy with me being here? I don't mean any disrespect. I'm just here to try and communicate with you. I've seen other people come out.
Something appears to move quickly through the darkness toward the team. Although nothing is clearly seen, the shift in atmosphere is immediate and aggressive. The area feels hostile, as if whatever is present is actively guarding the well and reacting to the investigation.
It's like a banging coming from out here.
Children's spirits.
Right, that is strange, children's spirits. That was another thing I wanted to speak about later on, is hikers who have been out here have heard children laughing in the woods over this side. So that is interesting that he's just said that. But there's a definite banging.
I scare people.
You scare people. I've heard you scare people out here. Are you the monk that is said to come out here, who roams this land? Many people have heard you, seen you.
You will hear children.
You will hear children. Let me hear the children then.
In the name of death.
In the name of death. In the name of death. Right, that is, honest to God, that it's giving me a chill. Are you unhappy with people coming out here, disrupting your peace? Are you just trying to scare people off? Honestly, there's a weird feeling out here. You're definitely not alone out here.
Elsewhere.
Elsewhere. Right, I'm going to get back to the tent because there's such a weird feeling in the atmosphere out here. It's like you're being watched. It's like, I don't know, it's like you're not welcome being out here.
Encouragement.
Footsteps and knocking sounds continue around the well house. Necrophonic responses remain fragmented and unsettling, reinforcing the sense that communication is being controlled or limited. The explorers' unease grows as the sounds seem to follow their movements.
Like, whatever's here does not want you to come out here trying to communicate with it. It just feels so unwelcoming. Right, I definitely need to get back to the tent and just gather my thoughts on this one, because that was such an overwhelming.
The session ends without resolution. Strange noises persist in the surrounding woodland, even as equipment is powered down, leaving the team unsettled and unwilling to continue further into the night. By morning, the explorers reflect on a night filled with intense and unnerving activity. Footsteps, cryptic device responses, and sudden movement around the well house suggest the area is actively guarded by something unseen. The experience reinforces the reputation of Holland's Head Well as a place that does not welcome intrusion, leaving more questions than answers about what still lingers among the ruins. Sorry to interrupt the video, but if you're enjoying it, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The next chilling video comes from the Flex Tapes, a UK-based wild camping and urban exploration channel that focuses on eerie folklore locations and overnight stays in historically unsettling areas. It is November 16, 2022 in Epping Forest, Hangman's Hill, United Kingdom.
In Epping Forest. This time we're back and we are in a different area this time. We're in a place called Hangman's Hill, and the old legend is that whenever a car is on the hill and you leave it in neutral, the car will roll up the hill. Crazy, but it works. But anyway, we're here. The tent is in the background, as you can probably see. Now, we had to buy another tent. We ended up going and getting a big, massive 6-man tent. It's huge, absolutely insane. It's a full moon. It's a beaver moon tonight. Every full moon had its own name depending on what was happening at the time. So, for instance, you had obviously the beaver moon, or blood moon, or blue moon, and such. So it's very interesting to find out more about that. But without further ado, let's go and have a look at the campsite.
You're jumping in, you're going to put it in neutral. Put it in neutral now. That's neutral.
Right, we're in neutral.
Right,
I'm ready.
Foot off the brake.
Yeah.
Are you ready? Let's watch him go up the hill.
Foot off.
Look at that, he's rolling up the hill.
Oh wow, this is dangerous. This is scary. Yep. Yeah, we're moving now. Yeah, it's going very fast. It's going very fast. It's going very fast. Ah!
The team sets up a large 6-man tent, deep within Hangman's Hill, carefully positioning 2 fires, one for cooking and one for warmth. Beneath the light of the full beaver moon, they move quietly around the campsite, arranging logs, preparing food, and checking their gear as the forest settles around them. Although the woods feel calm, the legend surrounding Hangman's Hill adds an unsettling undertone. To test the folklore, they leave a car in neutral and watch as it slowly rolls uphill on its own. The unexplained movement confirms the long-rumored phenomenon, raising tension even before night fully sets in.
What was that? I've been for a bit, but I haven't heard anything like that all night. That was down there, wasn't it? Yeah. I've got the chills. I'm gonna the camera as well, just we have lights. Just in case you didn't hear anything. There's a lot of footsteps and a twig just snapped down there. We've not heard anything like that all night. It's been very nice, very quiet.
Later, while cooking steak over the fire, snapping twigs and faint footsteps begin to sound from nearby. The noises seem deliberate, as though something is moving around the perimeter of the tent. Despite scanning the darkness, nothing is visible. Rainfall and isolation amplify every sound, making it difficult to tell how close whatever's moving really is.
And yeah, not too bad. Dan said he could hear noises at 5 o'clock this morning, like footsteps walking around the tent. I was sound asleep, so that was good. But we've done it.
In the early hours, signs of disturbance appear around the tent, subtle movement and footprints near the campsite. The forest remains quiet overall, but these small details suggest another presence lingering nearby. No confrontation occurs, yet the feeling of being watched doesn't fade. By morning, the campers are safe, dry, and reasonably well rested, despite the heavy rain. Still, the combination of unexplained noises, the rolling car phenomenon, and the oppressive stillness of Hangman's Hill leaves a lasting sense of unease. Nothing ever directly approached the tent, but the atmosphere, folklore, and subtle disturbances made the night feel tense throughout. It's the kind of experience that doesn't rely on a single moment, but instead lingers long after the camp is packed away. The woods are full of sounds, but it's footsteps that don't belong that truly rattle us. It's not creatures we fear most. It's the sudden, silent presence of another person, just watching. The next shocking video of the night comes from Sort of Interesting, a UK-based educational channel that explores unusual facts, historical oddities, and scientific phenomena, often placing the host directly into the environments he's explaining. It is November 20th, 2025, in the United Kingdom, North Wales, along the River Dee and near the Ponsey Silt Aqueduct.
Potential that always keeps you on your toes. There are multiple streams that run down the hillside to join the river here, and of course they add their own white noise and cacophony of white water splashes, which it's a...
The explorer walks alone along the River Dee at night, surrounded by thick fog and multiple streams feeding into the water. The steady flow of the river and the muted natural sounds create a deep sense of isolation. Every shadow and distant rustle feels amplified, triggering the instinctive feeling that someone or something could be nearby. As he walks, he talks through his thoughts, reflecting on how tension naturally builds when moving alone through remote landscapes after dark.
What are they saying? You have to try and keep yourself calm and under control to first of all ask the question of, is there somebody saying anything? And I know full well, even when I...
Later, settled into his bivy bag beside the river, the ambient noises continue uninterrupted. Trickling water, shifting currents, and distant splashes begin to blur together, and his mind starts misinterpreting the sounds. What should be harmless movement briefly feels like approaching footsteps, increasing the sense of unease.
At the height of my physical fitness, moored up on a lovely little canal boat on a quiet stretch of water in the middle of rural Shropshire, that I've sat awake in bed, listening in absolute darkness, barely breathing, as I try and decipher words that are being spoken outside. And then when I finally got up to investigate the situation, as I say, in an era long before we had torches or flashlights that were at this ridiculous 65,000 lumen level, I would peer out through the window, shine my torch around and barely light up any of the ground surrounding the boat. And then on opening the door, I might discover that there's just a tiny little trickle of water running off the towpath and drip, drip, dripping into the canal, which I hadn't heard until the world was absolutely silent when I'd woken up in the small hours. On one particular occasion, I literally woke up in a bit of a daze in the late night, and I thought somebody was on the water side of my boat, holding a camera up and filming in at me through my window, and I could see this light flashing, and I was...
Waking suddenly in the middle of the night, the explorer notices a flickering light outside his boat. He freezes instantly, convinced for several seconds that someone is filming him in the darkness. Heart racing, he remains completely still, scanning the fog and shadows. After a tense pause, he realizes the light is simply a reflection from his carbon monoxide detector. The threat isn't real, but the fear is. The moment highlights how isolation, darkness, and exhaustion can distort perception and trigger genuine panic. Once calm returns, the explorer reflects on how easily the mind can invent danger when completely alone at night. Despite the fear, he acknowledges the quiet beauty of the river and surrounding hills, emphasizing the mental challenge and strange thrill of solo night exploration. The video closes on a grounded note, recognizing that while the moment was intense, it was ultimately harmless, a reminder of how powerful the environment can be on the human mind. Some threats are obvious. Others drift silently through the dark, unnoticed until it's far too late. It's those shadowy, unseen forces that haunt us long after the sun comes up. The next video comes from the Cat Lady Van, a Canadian-based van life channel documenting full-time backcountry travel, remote camping, survival challenges, and scenic exploration. Emmy's content often highlights the real risks of solo travel in harsh and unpredictable environments. It is December 20th, 2024 in Canada, near Squamish, British Columbia. Emmy is parked near her chosen backcountry camping spot as heavy rain continues to fall. She notices a massive tree dangerously leaning toward her van, its root system partially exposed and hanging over the riverbank. The ground is soaked and unstable, and the constant downpour makes the situation increasingly precarious. Emmy weighs her options carefully. Staying risks the tree falling, but moving the van in severe weather carries its own danger. The tension builds as she realizes the threat isn't wildlife or people, but the environment itself.
You guys see that? There's a giant tree that just fell. That's scary. You know what, guys? I think I'm gonna move. There's a tree on that direction that I already saw. That I already saw before. That kind of leaned to my van, and half of his root are like hanging out. It's got like, is on the short, half is in the water, half is in the...
Emmy watches as the tree appears to shift closer toward her van. Recognizing the immediate danger, she decides to relocate to a safer position before conditions worsen.
Sorry, it's a bad flashlight, but this tree is leaning toward my van. Oh yeah, it's already fell on this tree. And his root is like in the river. Holy sh**, I'm stuck here. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. I'm definitely not the only one stuck in this road though. I'm stuck for real, guys. I'm not going to that place. I saw some people get stuck before into that area, and I don't have a 4x4. Hopefully tomorrow morning the water gotta come down. I've been stuck.
While checking the road ahead, Emmy discovers it is heavily flooded and thick with mud. She realizes she could easily become trapped if the rain continues. Nearby vehicles are larger 4x4s, emphasizing her vulnerability, traveling solo in a smaller van. The isolation and worsening conditions heighten the sense of risk.
Last night I was parked right here. The front of the van was probably around here, and this is the tree that fell. Yep. It was loud. And the crazy thing is I heard like some rock falling, and I was like, I thought that was some rock in the bottom of the river because the current was way higher. And I thought that, you know, maybe like everything's gonna move some rock and everything. But I think there was the rocks that were falling before.
Later in the night, the massive tree finally comes down with a loud crash nearby. Fast-moving river water dislodges rocks along the bank, adding to the danger. Emmy is forced to relocate again, but manages to do so safely, narrowly avoiding serious harm as the storm reaches its peak. Emmy reflects on the importance of preparation and trusting her instincts while camping in remote areas. She checks her supplies, food, water, and fuel, and realizes she is equipped to survive longer if necessary. By morning, the floodwaters begin to recede, allowing her to continue her journey. The night stands as a stark reminder of how quickly conditions can turn dangerous when nature is in control. Before the next clip, if you're enjoying the video, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. We're trying to hit 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and right now, 80% of viewers aren't subscribed. So, if you're one of them, please consider hitting that subscribe button. It really means a lot. Your support helps us continue creating awesome, creepy videos. Now, let's get back to the video. The last video of the night comes from Colorado Forest Beings, a US-based channel that explores remote forests and mountainous regions, blending adventure with curiosity-driven investigation into unusual natural formations, cryptid lore, and unexplained forest activity. It is July 22nd, 2019, in the United States, a remote mountainous forested area.
Like, what if this is a grave? Look at this big pile of stones here. That's a giant, look, it's on an X. Wow, you guys, fork coming up. It happens to be a giant pile of stones, which I'm not picking, not even the slightest, smallest rock here. Boom, right on an X, right on all this crown work. Look, another X there. Wow, guys. Okay. Let me slow this down for you. Hold on. We have this here. I just walked through some what looked like kind of were like just boxes and whatnot. Christmas tree. We've talked about these before. This Christmas tree just happens to be here. We have ground stuff on the ground. We got an X. What is going on, guys? Look. This is definitely a spot, guys, for sure. And I mean, I'm just glad I came, because it's one of those places. Like I said, I've been waiting all winter long, and I've done quite a bit of exploring around here. X, you will never in a million years get this X out of here. It's coming this way like that. This one's coming on this side. Look how strong this is. That's crazy. Look, fork right here. Why are we being led, or why do we have this inclination to come and find these things? I don't know. Like, there's got to be something to it. There's got to be something to it. Okay, let me take a look around these rocks here. This is crazy, guys. What is this? Like, what is this mount of rocks?
The explorer approaches a secluded section of forest where multiple X-shaped stone piles and deliberately leveled clearings come into view. Moving carefully through fallen logs and uneven terrain, they notice signs that the area has been intentionally altered. Decomposing wood, shifted earth, and unnatural arrangements suggest prior activity, whether human or something unknown. As they move deeper, faint knocks and light, drum-like sounds echo through the trees. The dense forest, rugged ground, and difficulty of navigating the area create a growing sense of unease, especially as it becomes clear the site would be extremely difficult to exit quickly.
decomposing wood, you see? It's being chipped, picked at. It's being picked at. Leaner going up, another leaner. This is a complete setup, you guys. I'm gonna find a lot more things around here, I'm pretty sure. Look, it's like a giant mound set up with rocks and whatnot. There's no machinery here, guys. Look at this big mound. There's more rocks, but it's not the same as this mound here. Look at this mound. This is not people, man. There's no reason for you to do this. Water's not draining. There's no, this is, look. You see what I'm saying? Christmas tree. Let me keep going. Let's see where this leads. Let me keep going. Let me just make sure I'm not missing anything around and keep walking. I don't know where I am. I do know where I am. But look at this thing. What the hell is this, guys? Wow. Like, this is the first time I've ever seen anything like this. This is like a giant crater, guys. Is there a hole down there? Look at these sticks, giant logs, big old tin can. I am so far, guys. There's no road to... There's no road to build that easily with machinery, guys. Look at this. Old tin can. I'm whispering because I don't know the area and I don't want to call attention to this place. And I'm riding by myself today too. Look at that down there. Should I go down there, guys? Look at the sticks. I mean, that's not for a human to come up. And these, come on. I think I've got rope. I think I've got rope in my backpack to go down here. If it's a hole, it's worth going down into. Look, there's no hole leading to anywhere. Why would there be logs there to go down there? Is this an entrance somewhere that's blocked? Look at this, guys. This is insanity. I want to scream, but if there's anyone nearby, I don't want them to hear me because this is nuts. Wow. Wow, it just never fails, man. Like you know.
A massive crater suddenly opens up ahead, surrounded by strategically placed logs and sticks. The scale of the formation is immediately overwhelming. Its deliberate construction suggests a significant amount of effort and intention. Standing at its edge, the explorer realizes how isolated the location truly is, far from any easy escape, heightening the tension of the moment.
Pile of rocks, not too far from here. Man, that takes a lot of effort, guys. That's a big hole. You need machinery for this. There's no road near here for that. I'm up at 10,000 feet of elevation and I am in the middle of nowhere. The planes you hear above of those like little tiny planes. Okay. Wow. What the hell? I mean, should I keep pushing past?
While examining the crater, distant knocking sounds return, joined by faint drum-like rhythms and low vocal-like noises coming from different directions within the forest. The sounds are subtle, but unmistakable. Combined with the strange formations and extreme isolation, they suggest an unseen presence lingering just beyond view. The forest feels purposeful, almost alive, with its stone arrangements, log structures, and unnatural clearings, pointing to either human intervention or something far less understood. The explorer reflects on the sheer effort required to create the formations and the unsettling vulnerability of being so deep in inaccessible terrain. Although no clear explanation is found, they plan to return to explore nearby mountains and possible ancient rock gardens, leaving the mysteries of the forest unresolved and deeply unsettling. Thanks for watching. If those 6 encounters rattled you, be sure to give the video a like and subscribe for more creepy content every week. The next mystery might be even darker than this one.